Hello everyone. We are in the fourth episode of electrical series and I hope everyone are doing great. In this video, I will be covering resistors in series and resistors in parallel and advantages and disadvantages of series and parallel circuit. I am Monisha. I completed MSc and BA and I am in teaching field from past 10 years. Let's start this episode with an inspirational quote. Don't think about what can happen in a month. Don't think about what can happen in a year. Just focus on the 24 hours in front of you and do what you can get closer to where you want to be. Always think about what you can do in the present day and moment to reach your ultimate goal. Our map of electricity is here. Shall we have a quick glance at it? We have already completed 3 episodes which includes electric current, potential difference and Ohm's law. If you have any queries or doubts, go to the description below. Let us start with the resistor and its resistance. Before going to resistor, we need to know what is this. This is an adapter. You might have seen in your house, if you have a PC or a laptop, there will be an adapter for charging. So what does this adapter do? What is its function? If your power adapters are not fitting properly inside your circuit, then there is no point in reading behind it. You might have seen the contents behind an adapter. If your adapter is not fitting to your device, then there is no point in reading this. But if it fits inside the socket of your device, then it is better you need to read the contents behind it before switching it on. Else, it may break your device circuitry if wrong adapters are used. Why? First, I will tell you what is input and output. Input is the power coming from the main, whereas output is the power coming out of the jack. For example, I will tell you, if the output of your adapter is 20 volt and the input of your device is 6 volt, then if you switch on the device, then the circuitry inside your device is going to burn. In either way, if output of the adapter is 5 volt and input of your device is also 5 volt, then that is the best adapter for your device. If you notice this adapter which I have shown in the figure, here the input is 100 to 240 volt, 1.8 ampere current at 50 to 60 Hz of frequency. These are the input. Whereas the output is 20 volt with 3.25 ampere current exact. So you can see the difference in the input voltage from mains that vary from 100 to 240 volt, but the output voltage of the adapter is exactly 20 volt. The input current due to voltage is 1.8 ampere, whereas the output current which we are going to get is 3.25 ampere, which is increasing. How? This is because of the resistors and the internal circuitry of the adapter. So what do you mean by this adapter? Adapter for battery powered equipment may be described as chargers or rechargers. AC adapters are used with electrical devices that require power but do not contain any internal components to derive the required voltage and power from mains. If it can't derive means it need an external charger, right? So that is adapter. The design is for increased safety since the hazardous 120 or 240 volt main power is transformed to a lower, safer voltage at the wall outlet and the appliances is powered by lower voltage. So now you need to know what is this resistor exactly mean. So you can see the photo of a resistor here. A resistor is a passive two-terminal electrical component that implements electrical resistance as the circuit element. So the resistor is the thing which obstructs the flow of current. In electronic circuits, resistors are used to reduce current flow, adjust signal levels, to divide voltages, bias active elements and terminate transmission lines among other uses. In the left side, I have shown different types of resistors. In the 10th grade, you need to concentrate only about definition of resistor and its circuitry in series and parallel and about the rheostat. But if you are interested in taking electricals, electronics or physics as your majors, then you need to know a lot more about in the future. Here you can see the American standard for fixed resistor symbol is the first one which I have shown and the international standard for fixed resistor symbol is the second one. So you can use either of the two for your circuit construction. For basic application of resistor. A basic example for this application of resistor is a basic LED circuit. Suppose we need to light a red LED light with a 9 volt battery. The LED has a specified maximum current of 30 milliampere. If we directly connect the battery to the LED, then the LED would burn out instantly. The LED practically doesn't create resistance. So, the current will get much higher than 30 milliampere, so the LED will just burn out instantly. To prevent this, we can place a resistor at the positive end between LED and the battery like this. The resistor should have resistance which is just high enough to reduce the flow of current to 30 milliampere. Now if we connect the negative side of the battery to LED, the circuit emits a nice red light like this. So like this, there are numerous application and purpose of resistor. One such is the adapter application which I had just explained to you. Next, going to system of resistor. What do you mean by resistors? We have already know. So you have to know what is system of resistor. I have taken an example of an IPL match. There is an IPL match in town and the organizers were thinking of how to collect money for the event. The ticket costs $90 each. So in the venue, the organizers were thinking of collecting money from the people. There were a total of 3 people allocated for collecting money. One of the team members suggested we can keep the counter like this in the left side which I have shown like this. One of the team members said like this we can collect the money. And every person who wants to enter should pay $30 in each counter, totally $90. Another team member suggested we could place the counter like this, like I have shown in the second part, in the right part. And each counter will collect $90 from each person that crosses it. Take a moment and think about which one will be faster. Without a doubt, we know that the second case will be faster one, as there is no bottleneck. There will be no traffic jam. First case offers more resistance, such as counter placed in this example. Resistors are placed in electric circuit. Such as in first example, the resistor will be placed. So this type of circuits are called as series circuit. When resistors are placed like this in series counter, then we say the resistors are connected in series, and when the resistors are connected in the second case, then we say that the resistors are connected in parallel. Just like the flow is restricted in the first case of the counter, the overall resistance are higher when resistors are connected in series. And because of this higher resistance, current flow will be low. As in first case, the traffic jam will happen. In resistor also, the resistance will be high and the current will be low. But in the second case, the overall resistance is less, therefore the current will be more. So we can summarize it. In resistor in series, there will be higher resistance, lower current flow. In resistors in parallel, it has lower resistance and higher current flow. We can elaborate by explaining in detail. First, I will take an example of resistor in series. You can see a circuit here. In this circuit, we have 3 resistors with the values R1, R2 and R3 connected in series. How do we know that? Because the resistors are connected one after the other, forming only one path and not multiple paths. Let's perform a small activity now. Close the plug key and note the ammeter reading of these 3 resistors connected in series. Let the reading be I amperes. Now place the ammeter between R1 and R2 and note the ammeter reading, and again place it between R2 and R3 and again note the reading. What you will notice is that the current will be I amperes. In each case, the current will be constant at every point in the circuit, that is I amperes. It tells us that in series combination of resistors, the current will be same throughout. That is I same through all the resistors R1, R2 and R3. Now let's remove the ammeter. Okay, let's remove the ammeter and try out something else. Now insert a voltmeter across the first resistor and the end of the third resistor. I'm inserting a voltmeter across first resistor and at the end of the third resistor. Now plug the key. Now plug the key and note the potential difference of the resistor. Let the potential difference be V volts. Now take out the plug key and disconnect the voltmeter. We need to take out the plug key and disconnect the voltmeter. Now insert 3 different voltmeters across the 3 resistors. We need to insert 3 different voltmeters across resistance R1, R2 and R3. Now we plug the key and measure the voltage across each resistor. Now we need to plug the key again and measure the voltage across 3 resistors. You can notice the potential difference across each of the resistors as different. The potential difference across R1 is V1 and across R2 is V2 and across R3 is V3. We can notice it. V1, V2 and V3. Let's call them V1, V2 and V3 respectively. Even though the potential difference is different across each of the resistor, the potential difference V is equal to sum of the voltages across 3 resistors. That is, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. But we know that from Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR. If V is equal to IR, then V1 is equal to I1 R1, V2 is equal to I2 R2 and V3 is equal to I3 R3. But since the current flowing through each of the resistor is same, I is equal to I1, I is equal to I2 and I is also equal to I3. Then we can take I common here. If I is common, it will get cancels each other. So the formula derivation for resistor in series is Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. This is one of the most important formula. Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. I hope you understood what is series resistor connection. Next we will go to resistors in parallel. You can notice the circuit here. Take 3 resistors. Let it be R1, R2 and R3. And take a ammeter, voltmeter, battery and a plug key. Connect R1, R2, R3 in parallel to each other to ammeter, battery and plug key. Connect voltmeter in parallel to the combination of resistors. Next, plug the key. Plug the key and note the ammeter reading I and voltmeter reading V. We have plugged the key and we note the ammeter reading I and voltmeter reading V. Next, take out the plug key. Take out the plug key and disconnect the voltmeter and ammeter. Now we need to disconnect the voltmeter and also ammeter. Connect voltmeter across each resistor and connect ammeter in series with resistor R1. We need to connect voltmeter across each of the resistors R1, R2 and also R3. So after connecting voltmeter across each resistors R1, R2 and R3, we need to connect ammeter in series with resistance R1. After connecting ammeter in series with resistance R1, we note the current flowing through that branch. That will be current I1. Then disconnect the ammeter from there and connect in series with resistance R2. When we connect in series with resistance R2, in that branch, the current flowing will be I2. After measuring this, we need to disconnect ammeter from there and we need to connect in resistance in series with resistance R3. Then the current flowing through it will be I3. Since the flowing current will be I, which divides into 3 branches as I1, I2 and I3, and the total current is I. Now the total current is equal to sum of the current flowing through each resistance. The total current is equal to sum of the current flowing through each resistance, that is I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Let's go to the formula derivation section. Since we know I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, Again by Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR, therefore I is equal to V by R. Substituting this to equation 1, that is I is equal to I1, I2 and I3, we will get V by R is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Since the potential difference is same all through the circuit, it will be V itself. So we can take V as common, then we will get cancels each other. So the important formula derivation of resistor in parallel is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this is the important formula derivation of resistors in parallel. I hope you understood both resistor in series and resistors in parallel. Next, going to advantages and disadvantages of series and parallel circuits. First, in series circuit, it has only one pathway and current is same anywhere in the circuit. Voltage shared in the ratio of the resistance. Whereas in parallel circuit, there are two or more pathways, current splits, passes through pathways and adds up again. Voltage across each pathway equals the supply voltage, that is V1, V2, V3 all are equal to V. In series circuit, resistance adds up, that is there will be increase in resistance, so the current will be low and the battery lasts longer. The battery will be longer time. Next, in parallel circuit, the total resistance is very less, therefore the current drawn will be less. But here the battery life is very short. In series circuit, the main disadvantage is if one bulb fuses, then the whole circuit will break. And the brightness of the bulb is also very less. But in parallel circuit, if one bulb fuses, the other bulbs will still work and the brightness of the bulb is more. Images and video clips have been taken from various sources of the internet. Some images and video clips have been modified according to the syllabus. Image courtesy google.com and video courtesy youtube.com. Use this video for education purpose only. Going to some amazing science facts, astonishing human body facts and fascinating human body facts. Please go through each one of it so that you can boost your brain with some knowledgeable things. If you have any queries, if you have any doubts, and if you have any suggestions about the video, please comment me on the comment section below so that I can improve and it will get motivated for me to make some animations and make my video even good to watchable thing. Thank you.